You're going to be on telly, Zach.
There was a friend of mine, he had ample money. And I was just chatting to him one day and I needed some money to borrow. And he said, why haven't you got any? I said, because I just haven't. He said, well, you go in, and this is what started me there. He said, well, you go out, you drink, you smoke. You know, he said, well, you know, it's not my fault. And I just started to think about it. And then in the end, once I'd saved £1,000, I got the bug, and that was it. It was religious. Then it was 5,000, then it was 10, then it was 15, and 20, then 25. And 25 becomes 50, and it's still not enough. It's an obsession, it became an obsession in the end. I started to smoke hand-rolling tobacco, which saved an absolute fortune. And something else opened up, and you know, another £25 a week, you know, which is £100 a month. You know, it's £1,200 a year. So it goes on top of what you're actually saving as well. I just literally hid myself away. Clothes, no chance. I mean, Jane went through the same thing. She went through the same thing as me.
I was working then in the pub, wasn't I? I was
Yeah.
a chef then, so we never saw each other for
10 years.
10 years, hardly.
Not having it, and all of a sudden having it, was a fantastic feeling. It was a fantastic feeling.
I've always lived in the smallest room in houses if the rent's been split. So one room was actually not dissimilar to this, but a bit bigger. I couldn't close the doors with my legs outstretched, so I had to sleep in my legs in the hallway. It was quite amusing. I was looking at my shoes that I was wearing to work last night, and they've gone through the soles, but the inner sole has just got a fraction more to go before it wears through to sock. So I reckon I can wear them for a couple more days before I have to actually bin them. That would be a sad day. I was thinking maybe of cremating them, just to they've been with me that long.
I am fairly certain that it was the fact that we were scrimping and saving because my father didn't have a proper job that has led to the way I feel now. I used to pray that my father would get his job when he went to an interview, and he came back with a, you know, long face, and I knew he hadn't got it then, and it was, yeah, it was distressing. Funny, isn't it? You know, I'm saying at one stage it caused all these insecurities, but at the same time I yearned for it again. Most of my record collection is stuff from the 50s. And, you know, I collect sheet music as well, because that brings back the time when I used to have piano lessons as a little boy. I want to go back in time so that I've got security as a child and make the whole thing complete.
I'm a registered childminder and a foster carer, and have been for over 18, nearly 20 years. When Daniel came to us, we never intended keeping him, and when just circumstances happened that things weren't going to plan, and we applied to adopt him, and we were lucky enough to be chosen to adopt him. So because we didn't know we got him to keep when we had him.
Because we had lots of babies, and he was, without any doubt, the worst baby we'd ever had. for, well, he wouldn't eat, he wouldn't drink, he cried all the time.
But he did, yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
He never accepted he was going to still be here in a few years' time. He always thought he was going to be moved on somewhere else, you know, which is very unsettling for a child that age. And that could be one of the major reasons now that he hangs on to things.
This is my Easter egg. It's the oldest one I've got. The date on it is the 14th of the 6th, 03. If I did eat this Easter egg, then it's changed, isn't it? And so I couldn't get used to the fact that the Easter egg's gone.
And how long do you think you'll hold on to it for?
Forever. And that's why I think I can't spend my money, because it's changed, isn't it? And see, it's like leaving school. I don't like the thought of getting older as well, sort of thing. So, and I don't know why. I just want to stay that lad who, you know, earns a bit of cash on the side, sort of thing, and he hasn't got like a proper job. He's still at school, sort of thing. So yeah, I just don't like change. So.
I can see my mother now. She had 2 pairs of knickers, one to wash and one to wear. And we were so poor. It was absolutely horrific. I've seen my mother eating a banana, choking on it. And do you know why? So we wouldn't see it. So we wouldn't see it. I think she felt that she'd have to share it with us. My mother died in hospital. And one of the reasons why she died was there wasn't enough kidney machines. That's pathetic, isn't it? It's pathetic. Money. Think about it, Nick. Money. So it does rule, doesn't it?
Hi everyone, here we go. Hello, 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 hello. Hey. You all coming down ready? That's lovely. Hello, sweetheart.
Hello.
It's Chrissy, the exercise lady.
Oh yes,
Okay.
you come back.
I seem to need to be needed. Crazy, isn't it? If there's an earthquake there, I start raising money for the earthquake. But it's like somebody's saying, like, get on with it, do it. Oh, loads and loads. I've got the Mission for Children, Villages for Children. I just seem to think that they're saying to me, like, give me something. I think it must have started when my son Graham died. That was terrible. Because you don't expect children to die before you, do you? Graham was a Gemini. He was 21. And he was a nutcase. He moved out when he was 21, only sort of across the road somewhere, just to turn away. I get a bit emotional, I'm all right. And his landlord came over one day and said to me, Chris, he said, you'd better come and see Graham. He said he's not well. Well, Graham was an asthmatic, so I didn't worry too much. I thought it was an asthma attack. When I got in there, it was dreadful. He'd vomited. As he went back like that, he'd vomited, and that was on his face. So after 5 days that he'd been dead, that had gone green with mould. So can you imagine what he looked like? This rigor mortis had set in, and he'd got this green mould over his face. It was dreadful. And I'm trying to give him the kiss of life. And nobody ever said the word dead, you see. Until in the end, the ambulance man came on. He said, come on, love. He said, he's gone. And that's when I got into all the charity work. Something good did come out of losing Graham. I know it's a terrible price to pay. But I do remember saying, when somebody said about the funeral man, the funeral man's come man. And I do remember saying even then, well, keep it cheap. Don't waste a lot of money on the funeral and don't waste a lot of money on the coffin. Now, you wouldn't have thought I would have thought of that, would you? But I did.